AITA for messaging the husband of woman. My husband FB messages I love you too. I work full-time and my husband is a SAHD. He takes care of most of the household duties including running the kids, grocery shopping etc. I do household chores too, just mostly on weekends when I am off work. My job is mentally exhausting most days and I just don't feel like it when I get home in the evenings, usually late as I also have a long commute. A few days ago I came home to him busily making dinner, which was awesome, but as I was setting my personal items and keys down I saw his phone sitting on the counter. Now, I do not ever pick up his phone to read anything, and he doesn't mind. But, his screen was still on and I glanced at the words, I love you, on it from a recent message. I knew this wasn't for me. He is not one to throw those words around, even to me, and he has no female family other than our 12-year-old daughter who was sitting in the next room. So, I read on. Just 2 lines, our female neighbor told him she loved him and he said it back. My brain went into shock and all I could say was, what is that, as I pointed at his phone. He turned, realized his mistake and what I had seen and only said, oops, while making a pouty face. I instantly could not breathe. The room spun and all I could do in that moment was run away. My husband and I have had our ups and downs, but in 26 years I never thought of him as one to cheat. He is so intelligent and loves our kids like no other. But as I drove around crying I started analyzing the situation and the signs were there. He had gotten way too close to this neighbor. Starting with always helping her with things around her home/cars her husband would not do. A few times I did question why he did these things so often when she has a husband, and the response was always he won't help, he is garbage, she says he refuses to help, blah blah blah. He was always commenting about how great she and her kids are and how awesome it is we are neighbors to help each other out. She is a teacher at our children's school and has helped us with our kids too. Still, I never thought much of it. I even sold a car to her super cheap and on payments for her daughter to drive so she would not have to run all her kids so much. Stupid, I know. Anyway, my husband began blowing up my phone to return home to talk and ultimately I did. His story, they are just friends and nothing more, it means nothing. Now, I get people being friends, but I stand firm in the belief that you do not say I love you to a married person when you are married as well. And behind your spouse's back in private message, call me crazy, whatever. I did not buy it. I exploded. I felt as though he treated me like I was stupid, expecting me to believe this. He feels there is no such thing as cheating if you did not touch the person. When I said it is emotional cheating at best, he made fun of me. We argued back and forth a while and when he realized I wasn't budging he apologized and essentially demanded forgiveness. I actually said I would consider this if he ceased all contact with her. He became furious and said I was trying to control who he was friends with and it was not fair. I said no, not all friends, just this one and your marriage depends on it. He would not agree. So, there I was the angriest I have ever been in my life telling him to leave and he would not. I just avoided him the rest of the night. After he went to bed, I did crack his Facebook and phone, but he had deleted everything. So, I locked him out of all of it, changed his passwords, emails, phone numbers. Not my finest moment and I had never in my life considered invading privacy like that but I was hurting. Since he would not agree to cease contact I was at least going to make it somewhat difficult for him to do so. When he realized what I had done it was another huge blow up all the next day. He still tried to shove that just friends BS down my throat and turned this all on me. I made something out of nothing. I have trust issues. I am not being reasonable. The list goes on. The D word was tossed in the air. He changed his tune. I told him it was too late, he had the chance to make it better and he would not. We argue more and finally I give up. I come home from work the next day and just went straight to my room and went to bed. He comes in and starts trying to play nice like nothing happened. I asked him to just leave me alone and he would not. So, I decide to message the neighbor's husband and fill him in on the situation. My husband lost his mind. How dare you try to blow up her family and hurt them, was the short of it. To which I replied, if it really is nothing and you are just friends then he should be cool with it too, right? Nope. I am just an evil, vindictive person who hurt people for no reason, according to my husband. I guess my pain and my marriage just isn't important. He now is on board with divorce since I hurt his friend. AITA for 1. Being angry my husband is texting I love yous to another woman 2. Demanding he cease contact with this woman and 3. Informing her husband of their private messages.